Hello, hello, my green skins. And well, this is going to be a little bit of a controversial episode, so I do not want to although Bob's going to put the links up for Wicked AI and all of the guys on here. This image we're about to put up for the comic issue, I knew this was coming. I knew there might be an issue, but I'm doing this anyway. We're going to do the new Guardians comic right away. I hope Bob's watching the live stream. At DJ, you guys are going to understand, we do not support or condone this. Although apparently there's a certain government organization that does. But Americans pay for both sides. Bing. If you guys know, you know. Bob has no idea, I'm assuming. DJ, you know what I'm talking about, right? The SPC something or other.
Some poverty law thing.
Yeah, we're not going to get too much into it, but like I said, what you're about to see does not support or condone the thoughts of the channel, but I knew this day was coming, and well, let's tear the bandage off. All right, Bob, watch the live stream. Get ready. Get ready.
Okay.
Yeah, we're on the live stream right now. I'm just waiting.
You know, I really hate it when the guy winds things up like it's going to be something crazy. And then I get my hopes up. Let's just hope this guy ain't like the other people that always say, you're not going to guess what this is. Do that shit all the time over videos, and then they put an ad in the middle of it.
I just waited for him to see it. Well, we're going to move on now.
Am I supposed to freak out or something?
Yeah, no, okay, dude. I don't expect you to freak out.
It's like, dude, this is a comic from what, the 70s? 80s?
90s.
90s? No, wow, 90s, damn. That's kind of close.
80s episode. Okay. I knew putting this up, I was like, okay. Just a little side tangent on this. I knew that once I put this, I was like, I saw this. I remember going through this comic years ago. And when I remember going through this comic again, because I know these comics. I look at these comics before I put them up. I'm thinking to myself, oh, fuck. Some people are going to freak out. Some people are going to go, meh. What's your thoughts, DJ? This comic has gone everywhere and nowhere. It's kind of crazy. So this is the colony. Basically, they this is their in the evil government, the evil government paid white supremacy group. Truth is kind of interesting, isn't it? Has created a bio freaks, and these bio freaks are are like trapped in a cave basically, and they throw them down to the bio freaks. This is a weird as fuck fucking franchise. This is so fucking weird. And our gay superhero who's HIV positive is saving the day with his magic powers. This is such a fucking on crack comic. You know, Bob, I'm going to show you some weird shit before we get to some of the more cooler comics, like the Shadow DC comics and the Conan Marvel comics. But like this shit is just wild. So we are. They are trying to find and save. They're trying to find the guy who did all this stuff. Yeah, but I kind of like that they have this weird mutant. Like this is where Hemogoblin came from. Is these weird freaks?
Hemogoblin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Impurities, ladies and gentlemen, radical impurities, black, yellow, and red. The planet runs rampant with the entire nations of inferior beings
Oh my no.
that are American. The projectile numbers. Like I said, these comics go way off the top. And they're see, here's the thing I found about this. I remember, I guess, before, the reason I kind of went with this comic issues is I thought to myself, I'm reading these and I'm like, holy shit, these have some like parallels to now, don't they? Oh my lord, I can't believe it. Yeah, the New Guard. So basically, what he's saying is the New Guardians are the ultimate ethnic group, and because they're the ultimate ethnic group, they're technically the most evil of all groups, and it's just the fact that he killed one of them with AIDS is kind of funny. I don't know what else to think about this weirdness. Like, uh, you know, I truly wonder about me and my comics. Like, guys, am I the only motherfucker that read comics back in the day? Because I hear people whining and complaining about shit in comics now, and I'm like, what am I looking at? I am looking at a overweight secret supervillain raising a fist with JY behind him.
Doesn't
And
exactly fit in that uniform, now does he?
No, and he's in and by the way, the name of their organization is the Jamawelm Cough will rise supreme. By the way, these supervillains, this bad guy, never show up in any other comics, to my knowledge, in the DC universe.
I'd say if this guy's the leader, they really should be calling it the Diabetes Brigade.
Hey now,
But I'd say rider pants look awful, man. Thank God they're no longer used in modern uniforms. They look stupid as hell.
well, how many units now where the short shorts with the thigh high socks and low case shoes, Bob.
What are you talking about?
Look on screen. Short shorts.
All they're missing right there is some brushstroke, and they look like the Rhodesian guys. Remember the Rhodesian War?
They actually are the Rhodesian guys. That's the thing.
That's what I'm saying. It's like that was uniform back in the day, especially for tropical environments. And hey, the swimwear, modern military swimwear, it's like, yeah, you're going to be wearing shorts. Yep. Last time my Marine buddy tells me about the booty shorts he wore all the time whenever he had to go swim.
Yeah, but these guys aren't going in slims.
I know. But there was one time we went to the pool, and this man's wearing khaki booty shorts. And I'm like, damn, okay, shit, go off.
Yeah, so the new Guardians are waging war against the evils of the.
Can't wait for this comic to be over.
You really don't like this, do you?
No, ever since they lost Snowflame, they lost the plot.
They never really did. Bob, look at how bad these issues are looking now. They're getting worse and worse and worse, man. Like, and now one of them is becoming a superpower. So we're almost done. We tonight I made a decision. Tonight we're gonna finish this. Tonight this is over. And then we're gonna probably I'm thinking it might be time to look at doing the next comic. I don't think Bob's gonna care about the see the problem is I think Bob's gonna lose interest with the Conan stuff. Like the Conan stuff is cool, but you gotta like really love this shit. And then tonight, DJ is going to be bringing up the DJ is doing the fun that is. He's going to be talking about Babylon 5. He also has something to talk about with Gundam, correct?
A little bit, yeah. So, I received an article about Sydney Sweeney starring in the new Gundam live action on Netflix.
Yes. There's going to be a live action Gundam on Netflix, Bob.
I know about the live action Gundam and how they ruined the design for the Zaku, which is unforgivable. That is the greatest sin.
You're not talking about the one from G-Quox.
I'm talking about the one that they're going to be put in the new series where they just put a bunch of random greebles and shit all over it. It's like, no. I understand you want to make things look realistic, but adding all these greebles ain't going to make it easier, nor does it make it look cooler. Just use the baseline design for the Zaku. It is so simple to model. Then you add your little detailing to make it look damaged and shit. What's with all these random extensions? Like, there's a protrusion on the shoulder, and then from that protrusion is the shoulder spike. I'm like, why? Why do all this shit? The Gundam I don't care about, but I don't like Gundams, alright? I like Zakus.
So this guy apparently has superpowers, too. He's slowly turning, like, into something. Like, he beats the crap out of somebody.
Oh, his diabetes has finally taken its final form. It's the last little spurt of adrenaline that he manages to get.
Look! He grew bigger than both of these guys, and he fucking backhanded one of them.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Yep. And this guy is using his powers to control all the freaks.
I had a funny bit, and then the Chief's just like, look at it, look how crazy it is. It's like, man, I don't give a shit about this. Let me make fun of it.
Yeah, you did. You made a Dunkin' Donuts joke, and now he's using his super. Now he's flying.
That wasn't gonna hit as hard. I was gonna make a joke of how, like, right before your heart gives out, you get that last little spurt of adrenaline before you have a heart attack.
Yep. Well, actually, you might be right. You see the guy using his powers to stop, and you now continue to make. So yeah, he's starting to like this guy. This guy's activating he's using his Super Saiyan Kaioken style, or as we like to call it. You gotta watch out for them Asians. They'll literally fly at you. Look! They're literally flying at you. He's got and now the power may be greater than the Green Lanterns. He is actually becoming like the new Green Lantern stuff, but
so this Asian guy is going to be the next Lantern?
No. Again, a lot of these guys do not make an appearance after a certain point. Okay, Bob, you're in the military. Can you explain thigh-high socks? Like socks that go up to your legs? Like, I only got that.
Those are not thigh highs. Those are not thigh highs, Queen. I can tell you what thigh highs are. They go up to your thigh.
I know.
Those are high tube socks. Those are not thigh highs. They'll go up to your calf.
I know. But like, can anyone explain me that? Like even the socks I'm wearing now aren't really like tube socks.
Okay,
that's for mosquitoes.
You ever wonder why
ticks.
that too? Have you ever wondered why the Mexican cartel guys have those high cotton socks?
Mhm.
It's not only is it good for temperature wicking, it's good at absorbing sweat. It is there's a multitude of other factors is the reason why it's not just a fashion statement, it's also a comfort thing. And just like DJ said, since these guys are in the jungle, yeah, it can help with ticks, but also with the shorts, it can help regulate heat, have some free air. That way you won't get swamp ass. The swamp ass fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It's like gangrene on your balls. You don't want that.
So he's slowly turning into a monster. Negotiate with inferiors? I only negotiate to conquer your enemies. And the people always, yes, he is actually slowly becoming a monster. He is becoming the demon of diabetes. And now he uses his power. He uses hatred of your own kind. He's using his demon powers to activate the hatred of white. He's activating white guilt, guys. The ultimate power. He's activating white guilt.
Now it gets funny. Now it gets funny. I was like, oh shit, he's a boomer. He's activating his boomer power. Screw them spoiled brats, as he says, is a power word. That's his power word.
Yeah, he's using his power word, hate of your own kind. You took my promotion, blah, 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 blah. You looked at my wife, blah, 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 blah.
Got mine.
You were one of them, blah, 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 blah.
Wait a second. What? You remember Dustborn and how the main character's superpower was power words to make people feel certain ways?
Yes.
Is this guy like the opposite of that, where he's like the villainous side of power words?
Well, Dustborn was the villainous side of power words. Like,
I know. Yeah. You can abuse the shit out of people, and it's seen as a good thing. It's like, yeah, don't be a dirtbag. Don't do that. But yeah, so the origin of Dustborn's power words came from this guy. It explains so much.
It really does. He's activating the powers to realize what's going on. Like, it's such a weird, like, this comic series is fucked, and I can't wait to get rid of it. Like, I must thank Nico for helping us get this, but like, once this is done, I'm most likely never going to look at this issue of this comic again.
There's only one reason I would ever go back to this issue, and that's for Snowflame. All right, RP, my king.
Again, the series is so fucking on crack, but it's so interesting. I like it. He's activating the hate within. Yeah. So yes, he's rallying the enemies to go after the new Guardians. And now the new Guardians are turning against each other because he's using his power of hate.
The power of hate. Sorry, I'm getting flashbacks to Captain Planet now too, where they all have their little power rings. Smog, hate.
All right, so this is the final. This is the dawn of the Destiny, boys.
Oh, whoa, Plant Man. Why does Plant Man in every issue look more and more menacing?
Because he's legitimately becomes dude. Flora Man becomes an actual villain in later comic iterations.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Just that face where it had the shadows cast on it that you scrolled past. My goodness. Yeah. It's like the last time I've seen a nose that pointed and a jawline that pointed with those shadows and that menacing grimace on it. That was the Joker last time I checked. Last time I've seen that many pointed facial features, that was Joker.
Look at all them on the faces here. Okay, let's keep going. Like, yeah, they basically, they take out Best Boy.
No, illegal.
Yeah, he's fucked up, and now they're turning on each other. He's using the power of hate as a weapon. Yeah. This guy is turning against the Green, like he's trying to destroy the Green Lanterns. That's his whole point. And he's using the Guardians as a weapon to destroy them.
Oh, he's turning into World War II propaganda. Everyone, look out!
Yeah,
Oh, no.
I do like that Flora. What you want to say, DJ?
No, I was just saying, oh no, to the propaganda part.
Okay. Now,
Oh no!
this boy's being treated by the mutants.
They put leaves on him.
Yeah, they're using the healing leaves. So we're finally finding out what happened, like how the Guardians kind of helped this guy. See, this is right around the time when my lantern power has indeed surfaced, Kilowog. You may, be feeling it. So yeah, no, the thing is, like, the lantern powers got fucked around at a certain point, and now they're like, he's like, this guy that, like, a lot of people started activating lantern powers because all that power had to go somewhere, and apparently it had to go into a fat man and an Asian man. And now he's activating his power of hate in society, like the Democrats. Out loud.
The power of hatred flows through you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna take a quick pee, grab some more coffee. And...
I am the Senate.
Yeah.
Fucking Palpatine looking ass. Only difference between him and Palpatine is Palpatine wasn't fucking obese.
Well, you never saw him before the Botox, Bob.
Before the Botox? Oh. Are you telling me this is Emperor Palpatine, but on synthol?
Look up Clone Wars Clone Wars Palpatine. Senator Palpatine. The guy, they made his jowls look like insane in that thing.
Oh, I know.
All right, let's continue.
All you had to say was Clone Wars. I got you. And you're talking about the 2003 one? Because that's the one where he had some... Ugh.
Yeah.
He already looks like he was corrupted by the dark side before anything happened. Before the Battle of Mace Windu.
Yep.
Corrupted by the dark side, aka politics.
Oh, I'm talking about the lightning bolts. When he used the lightning bolts, apparently it caused him to get some disfigurement.
I want to have the belief that he was using his Sith powers to make them blend in. You know, like Jedi or like Force magic is kind of stupid at times.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think in order to make the disguise make sense, he used his Force abilities as kind of a mask.
To look like
make him look a little more youthful and hide his eyes.
Oh, I heard that one too. Yeah, so he is saying it got rid of his mask or something like that. Is that what he's saying? Like he lost the ability to hide
he was staring death in the face, so he was like, "Nope, mask off. I gotta use my power for something else right now."
That's an interesting angle. I remember I did hear that one too. That has some credence.
I do like that these like powers are like one of them turns into a goblin Nazi.
I can't say that on YouTube.
And the other one turns into Asian Jesus.
Asian what?
Oh no, it looks like Leonard
Whoa.
Nimoy.
Leonard Nimoy. No, right there. Like, look at the panel. It's like, Jesus fuck, what am I looking at? So now they're attacking.
It's Asian Jesus.
Yeah, now the Guardians are attacking these monsters.
Wait a second. It's Shoko Asahara.
Two?
Shoko Asahara, anime Jesus, the creator of the Amshin Rikyu cult. I'm drawing lines from reality to put in this comic. I know it's a little counterintuitive, but
there's more than one anime Jesus, but you know.
It was one of the few cults that had that guy, and they had an anime funded about this guy being a messiah or whatever the hell in his purple robe.
There's like 3 of them actually, but we won't get into them. I'm not lying when I say that. There's actually 3, and if you don't count the Kim Jong Un's the cartoon,
Wait a
like
second.
North Korea.
That prey pose that the Asian guy's in, he looks like Spock. Anyone else see it? He kind of looks like Spock. Just give him the
100%.
pointed ears.
Yep.
There's even a
telling-
Star Trek reference when Kirk and Spock went back in time. A police officer in 1930s New York sees him and he's like, "Oh, he's obviously Asian, and he had an unfortunate accident with a rice picking machine." Or as Kirk would say, with a rice picking machine.
Here we go. The powers of looting. The bad.
Live long and prosper! And then fucking blast wave. Blah! that's his power word, is live long and prosper.
Yeah, and now he realizes he's the bad guy, so he's ripped off his clothes because he realizes the white reflects ugliness better than anyone lesser than because what we were born with. How could I have even thought this uniform civilizes the ugliest and stupidity? It's all fear, off fear. Without the dark of hate, I'd have to look at myself, and that's basically how he thinks. Now all the Guardians are seeing now all these creatures are becoming like light sanctioned beings, and 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 these people are being freed. Yay!
I understand the message, but man, this ain't the way to go about it. All right. The peace, love, and happiness. This is so butchered for trying to say a message of, hey, love your neighbor.
This was supposed to be this supposed to be something else for this. And so I think what, we do have time.
Chief's microphone just said "fuck you."
We do have time. I think we're going to show the next comic just to get Bob, just to torture Bob a little bit. Give me a sec here, guys. I don't
understand how you guys read comics. I could look at the pictures, flip through it, and then call it a day.
Yep.
I don't see any crazy writings in a comic book.
Hold on, I'm gonna copy this right now. I think we have some time. Well, while I'm doing this, DJ, I believe you wanted to discuss.
Yeah, I dropped the article link and I'll pull it up. I'll read it aloud.
And then I'm going to set this up so that we can set up the next issues. And then
I dropped the link in the chat. I'll put it into general. And I'm going to begin with the headline. The headline is Sydney Sweeney's Gundam movie starts production. Plot, cast revealed. Now, I did get some hints here, but this is my first time reading it. But I I think I know where this is going to be going. Netflix and legendary live-action Gundam movie has officially started production, and the cast keeps growing. New cast members join Gundam. New additions to the ensemble include Jackson White, Nanso Anazi, Javon Wat, well, that's not English. Javon Walton, Alexandra Rudinsky, Ida Brooke, and Jason Isaacs. Who? Jason Isaacs. I know that name. Is he the guy from Event Horizon?
Mhm.
I'm gonna look him up real quick just to make sure. I think that's the guy from. Yeah, it's the guy who was in Star Trek. Okay, character
Just for
details. Okay,
immersion,
so
I put on Char's theme song while you're reading this off.
cool. Well, it's very fitting because I have feeling these people's souls are weighed down by gravity, as Char would say. Character details are being kept under wraps. They join. Oh, well, I think I already know where this is going. Anyway, they join previously announced cast members Sydney Sweeney and Noah Centineo, who had led the movie. Who lead the movie. They haven't led anything yet. The ensemble also includes Shioli Kutsuna, Michael Mondo, and Gemma Shutan. And then I got a picture from Gundam Wing, which has absolutely nothing to do with the Universal Century timeline. Plot details revealed. The live-action Gundam movie follows rival mech pilots on opposite sides of the decades-long war between Earth and its former space colonies. Last I checked, they called it the 1-year war, but I digress.
Yeah, it was the one.
I was gonna say, it's like, are you sure about that? Whoever
There
wrote
was a
this
build-up.
article.
There was a build-up, but it was like, it very rapidly escalated, like, during the period preceding the 1-year war, and at most it was like a decade-long build-up, but whatever, okay.
It wasn't a decade long. It wasn't even a decade long buildup. It was the fact that this started, and it just like, wow. We're not gonna like this, are we, DJ?
Probably not. Well, I didn't even get to the part that gets me that my friend relayed to me. I didn't even get to that part yet, so I don't want to ruin it. I figure it'll come up in the article. But like I said, I mean, like there was like a period of time where the Earth Federation put a lot of investment or a lot of appropriations into building their fleet. They kind of shifted their priorities from building the space colonies at the Lagrangian points to
Yeah.
just building up a fleet that can control or tax. Basically, part of it was taxation, and I guess you could say the war partially was a result of taxation without representation. The other part was, of course, Girin Zabi being basically analogous to a man with a mustache resembling Charlie Chaplin. Anyway, the live-action Gundam movie.
No, it wasn't him. It was originally you're thinking wrong guy. It was actually the reference to the OG person, that the assassination of such and such, and
Well,
yeah.
Well, Girin followed in his dad. Oh, yeah, that's true too. Well, I kind of fast forward.
Are you
I
talking
skipped the
Austro
assassination
Prussia?
of.
Yeah.
I did skip the. Yeah. Oh, that's an interesting analogy, actually. Yeah. So it's similar to like
Franz
what was
Ferdinand.
it? The Tsarist or whatever, the Leninist versus whoever the other guys, the White
Yeah,
Russians, I
because
guess.
it all starts with an assassination before the war. That
Yes,
actually,
that's true. So yeah,
when
Degwin Zabi did
the
stage
guy
that assassination.
was
Had his son.
preaching peace. Yeah, the guy was preaching peace, and then he gets killed by a Federation guy, and that's what sparks the war. And that's when, because remember at the time everyone was using Zaku's. Like there was a more incorporative to not using gems or all the other shits, because most of that shit didn't exist in
It
the
literally didn't exist. Yeah.
yeah.
So as loyalties begin to shift and a bigger threat emerges, the two are pulled into a race across the stars that could decide the fate of humanity. The setup gives the movie a more personal angle. See, this is where it goes off the rails. Gives the movie a more personal angle while keeping the larger war at the center of the story. I hope so.
How much
Jim-
more personal do you need to get over Armoro?
Yeah.
Armoro is very fucking personable.
Literally, it's watching child soldiers at work because of this. Like it literally, that's what the end result is. It's
I mean, he gets a whole PTSD arc.
Yeah, it does.
So Jim Mickle is directing the movie from his own script. He is also producing alongside Linda Moran through the Nightshade banner. Other producers include Cal Boiter, Ali Mendez, Sydney Sweeney. Producers, she's a producer, so that means she actually gets creative control, not just to be a face in a
That's
movie
a
as I
bad.
hope.
That could be a real bad thing when Sydney was
Yeah.
because that
Anyone else getting the alarm bells like the feds just arrived?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And a
I
bunch
get
of other names that we can go through, but the only one that's Japanese is Makoto Asinuma, and two of them. Naohiro Ogata. The movie is being produced by Legendary Pictures in partnership with Bandai Namco Filmworks. And is that all they got? Okay, so basically, my friend hinted to this, but apparently the article barely touched on it. Apparently, Sydney Sweeney kind of wanted it to be like in an interview. She indicated she wanted it to be like a love story. So, or she wants it to lean more heavily into a love story. It's like, well, which love story are you talking about? Who?
the fact that Swin is the fact that most of these people are not between the ages of 17 and 25. I have no interest in this.
Oh,
Like,
they were 50 years old, but they definitely didn't even like. It's like the
if you're
Star
gonna
Trek stuff where they don't
fucking do
even
this,
watch
do it
Star Trek
right.
and then they rewrite the whole freaking
Yeah,
thing.
no. If you're gonna do this right, like I hate to say it, the Star Trek that Starfleet Academy cast would have been better suited for a Gundam show. They weren't good actors. I wouldn't want them in that role, but they would have been better suited for that fucking role.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not sure if these are
saying
actors
that.
or people. Like the word producers kind of indicates some creative control as opposed to being in the film itself.
Yeah, but $5 says Sydney Sweeney's are going to be Armoro.
Amuro.
So
Oh,
she-
you think they're gonna go? They're gonna do a female Amuro basically instead of making a like what's the name, Frabo?
I think it's going to be a female Armoro. I think it's going to be, and I think they're going to be using Ron Gundams.
I think the combat's gonna be shit too.
Oh
I
yeah.
think they use wrong Gundams. I think they're going to use this is going to be shit. This is going to be
Yeah.
shit.
I was say, dude, if the combat in the new Star Wars is anything to go by, yeah, the combat in this is gonna be bad.
Yeah. All right, we had it too good in the '90s, guys. Like I hate to say it, the Phantom Menace, even though the twirls and shit were stupid, it still looked cool. All right,
I mean, Christopher Lee.
Oh yeah,
definitely
dude, fucking
killed it.
Darth Maul can move.
yeah.
Mhm.
Now
That
At the
man had
he
rhythm. That
honestly-
man had momentum.
He did. And Christopher Lee, I watched a documentary about him the other day, and like it blew my mind. I didn't know he started a metal band in his 90s. That guy was a badass. He did the most sword fights in film, apparently. And what's up, Boris?
hello, ours. All right, so today, Bob, we got the new comic, a candy-coated, vicious delight, always dangerous funny. We have ourselves. I hate Disneyland.
Is it bad that on my recommended feed I got a synopsis of this?
Yep. There you
It's as if the stars aligned and they knew we were going to start talking about this. Somebody had like a 20-minute, 26-minute synopsis video on like the bad
Did you
side of fairy tales or whatever. It was like when a serial killer goes into a fantasy world.
Did you watch it?
No, not at all.
Oh, all right, you're gonna like
because
this
I know you talked about it in the past, so I evaded it.
Okay. So literally, this starts with a dead. This literally, I like this. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. Nothing but the green hair and the blood of my people. Tadius J. Star, literally dead fucking shooting star. She murdered a shooting star. All right, let's go for it. All right.
Sorry, my brain's still on Gundam. My brain's still on that.
I know, but we're gonna do this.
I can't move on. I can't. All the good scenes are coming up in my mind, like Goof versus Easy Ape. The one scene with that, what was that model of gun cannon or gun tank? There's a model of gun tank that eventually Xeon stole the blueprints for, so they scrapped it. But it was the coolest looking gun tank.
Yep. So
I
then
think it
we
was
got
the
her.
assault type.
I love this character. I love this character design. Just psychotic. So one. All right. So here's the story.
This is the chief's spirit animal right here. He loves making these types of characters, but they always end up being Kenders.
No.
You have a fascination with making these types of characters.
I actually bear.
I'm about to say, it's like, you have Tanya of Evil, aka the police chief of the Iron Root
I've only I've only had 2 Kenders in the entire time I've been running online.
With your endless plays of Tanya the Evil, it always feels like there's more of them. They're somewhere in that closet. I know they are.
Now, I barely use Kenders. Like I've used 2 in the entire setting. Most of my characters are either don't give a shit. Goofballs are kind of fun guys. Like Ivan's a don't give you shit character. He's like he does what he needs to do, and he gives you the dirty looks when you fuck up. Like yeah, that. But anyway, once upon a time,
Yeah.
there was a girl named Gertrude who wished she would be taken away into an amazing world filled with wonder and magic and laughter and joy. Luckily, the little Gertrude some wishes come true. Now she's being thrown in. She's begging, crying, and we gotta wait a couple seconds for it to load. So she's falling to her doom. So her welcome to Fairyland. Yeah, she definitely got a welcome to Fairyland as she is smashed into the ground. So this is a fun little tale of psychotic problems. So our little Gertrude has come to Fairyland as she is beaten up and her arm's broken. And they have a little thing that they have to do. Basically, they summon children from the world to do a job. And once they got the job done, they get to head back. So they go on a little adventure, a super magical adventure. Her adventure began. That was 27 years ago. So our little Gertrude was supposed to do an adventure that takes a couple days, maybe a week. Find the magical key and go home. It took 27 years. Imagine being in a world of fairy tales, Bob, for 27 years.
At least she has the right idea. Purge it, burn it, get rid of it.
Larry, it's been 4 days since we passed the Peppermint Pike. We should be at Candy Muffin Huggin'. By the way, they can't swear. So in this world, unfortunately, she can't swear. So now she's stuck saying like mufferfucker, rock by now, Candy Rock. I think we should sparkle a dust on the helmet, and basically they're talking now. But like I said, she can't swear. So every time she wants to swear, well, fluff you and fluff this map. And by the way, unfortunately, the poor creature here, her little like cricket friend, he's taken to smoking. He has no interest in. The sweet young girl who once filled with hope and joy was taken over by a hateful, miserable, disgusting, revolting wretch. And fluff that guy. Hey, we could hear you, right? Yeah. Yes, I understand the workings of your human ears and how it receives sound quite well. In fact, you you are the worst. So basically, the moon is the narrator of the story. Gertrude doesn't like that. I'm the high teller of the sacred guild of narrators, who will show me proper respect. Gertrude doesn't like showing proper respect. Gertrude believes taking out a cannon and blowing up the moon.
Interesting.
I knew Bob was going to like this one. She just blew up the moon. That's a bit much. He was rude. And it's like, you think that's a proper response? It's like, I warned him. Fair enough, but what about all these witnesses? And so Gertrude decides to kill all the shooting stars. Oh, yeah. Gertrude has basically murdered the sky. I'm not going to go too much. I'd love to keep doing these. I'd love to keep like going through the conversations of this, but unfortunately, I don't know how far YouTube's going to let me talk on this before we get in trouble. So there's going to be a couple times where I just scroll. And now they're dealing with a wannabe Conan the Barbarian. So now Gertrude's being chased by these evil by the mushroom forces, and she's been nailed. She just robbed a bank, by the way. And now she's like been took into a Lord Slug. I like how it says Slug Life on his belly. We need to get Bob a tattoo on his belly called Slug Life. Right, Bob?
Sorry, what was happening? What was it? Right.
And we need to get see now he doesn't know. Now when it happens, it happens. So Gertrude is committing murder.
As you do in the Feywild.
Yeah.
About to say,
And
never trust a
now-
fey creature.
And now she's going against the mushroom forces as she eats the mushroom forces. Unfortunately,
I'll be honest with you. That's a neat design. All the mushroom guys are little bobbies. Okay, I'll give it that.
Oh no, this is honestly, Bob, I think you should read this one. I don't think you should read New Guardians. I don't believe anyone should read New Guardians. Those last fucking 4 episodes were fucking pain. But this is fun. This is a very fun book. And I enjoy how much fun it is.
Average Bob power fantasy.
Yep. Especially like I said, this series takes a lot of twists and turns. Oh, here's our angry Conan the Barbarian. By the way, do you like how the moon became a crescent moon? Like the moon survived the damage. It's like missing half its face, and now it's just pissed off.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I love this Conan guy, and it's like as it goes to the next issue, we gotta wait a couple seconds.
My God, those nipples!
I know, right?
Holy shit!
I know.
I guess he's in the tundra. That makes sense. I mean, hell, what do you need all those swords for?
Yep.
You got fucking diamonds at them nips.
Yeah, and now we're at book 2. But we're gonna stop at book 2 because we will continue this. This will be an entire thing. We go through the entire narration.
Please. I can only handle one comic book at a time.
And we've done
at least this one is, the sun on the horizon when it shines through the mountaintops compared to the Guardians.
Oh yeah, this is amazing. This is actually fun. And this takes a lot of twists and turns. We're only going to do the first act. If there's enough support and people want to see more of this, I will do the second act. But the first act we'll legitimately be doing. Next, I guess we'll let DJ talk about me and DJ will talk about Babylon 5, and then Bob, I guess, has some fun to have a conversation. We'll have Bob have some conversational fun afterwards when we get to the Mish Cap, which will be coming up next. All right, I got to take a quick pee, and then we'll.
Again?
Yes, I got to pee.
How many times you gotta pee?
I had a lot of coffee today. Give me a sec. Like I literally had 2 energy drinks and a pot of coffee. I'm gonna be peeing a lot.
Hope they were the small ones.
I don't think this man understands the definition of small. I'll be real with you, DJ.
Well, yeah, you got like the 8-ounce Red Bull can, and you got like the
But I
12
say
ounce
this
one, and you
man
got the
eats like an
Monster.
American,
I
despite
mean,
living in
drinking
his
two of the
police
Monsters,
state.
that's like not really ideal. Drinking 2 Monsters, it's kind of counterproductive actually. I think it like
I'll be
That's
real with you. There's only one reason you ever drink multiple energy drinks. That's a high intensity job or you're military.
Yep.
Hey, what's the military like? You just show them a box of Monsters. There you go. I remember seeing these army guys unload an entire flatbed of a pickup truck that was full of Monster cases. I was like, yep, that's the life. If you don't have caffeine, you are dying, or you will wish you were dead.
I am literally half awake. I had to get up at 6 in the morning to deal with drama, and then I had to deal with more drama. Then I had to deal with more drama. So my life today was fun. And then so I went to go to bed, and then I got woke up for more drama.
Oh my god. All right. Anyways, DJ, are there any energy drinks in Babylon 5 that you could tell me about, or do they still use coffee?
Trying to remember
They use
here. I think they
coffee,
have
but
food dispensers that do produce coffee. Yeah. Oh, coffee
Okay.
actually
no,
they
they
don't. Yeah, there's actually a caveat there. Ivanova had to sneak a coffee plant into the green section where the plants are located, and someone found out. The security guy found out. In fact, I think the security guy needed a favor or something like that. So he's like, "I know about
okay.
your coffee plant," and they kind of made a deal.
I will explain that. I will explain that. Okay, so here's what happened. She got busted. Basically, Giovanni was like, "Hey, I need this done."
Garibaldi.
Giovanni, Garibaldi. I keep on
I mean,
calling
it
him
sounds the
Giovanni.
same. I get it. Italian name.
Giovanni Garibaldi.
Yeah, Garibaldi. He good. By the way, one of the best characters in that game.
Phenomenal.
And yeah, unfortunately for us, poor Gary, the actual actor. There's a depressing thing about that actor. I kind of want to bring up for the story. He passed away of he was dealing with alcoholism, like really bad. And the funny thing is, his own character in the show had dealt with alcoholism. That was a big thing. So it's kind of depressing if you think about that. Life imitated art there.
That's why he fleshed out the role so well.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that kind of worked with the acting, right?
I think he literally spoke to the writer. He was like, "Yeah, I want to explore that aspect." He said, he kind of like expressed interest in dealing with that in the show. He felt like there's no reason to hide it. It's he saw it as an opportunity to kind of portray that. It is sad, and the arc, as you get later on to season 5, there's another arc that rivals that arc, where he revisits that part of his life. He's a recovering alcoholic in seasons 1 through 4, basically, or 1 through 3, and then 4, well, 4 is off the wagon a little bit, for good reason for that matter, but I'm not going to ruin that.
Well, okay, can we be honest? He's on the wagon for about 5 years before that thing. We're gonna switch games for a little bit just while we're talking about this, because we're also gonna talk about we're gonna have a conversation about the fun that is we're gonna have a little bit of a fun here with the conversation that we're gonna have with Bob and The Legend of Zelda.
Oh my god. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun, Bob. Legend of Zelda conversation.
I don't give the fairness of shits. Talk about Babylon 5. DJ, go.
Yeah, so season 1 had a few interesting episodes, but like one of the poignant ones would be season 1, episode 4, Infection, when the entire race of the I can't remember the name all of a sudden. Well, they all died of plague basically, and they had this whole situation where like they believed that acknowledging the plague would be like acknowledgement of religious impurity, so they let it get out of hand until it was way too late, and then like they had to quarantine him on the station, and both Delenn and not Via, what the heck is the guy Bill Mooney, Lanier,
Quick question,
basically
DJ,
spent time comforting them,
interject.
but basically they were the only two last people standing when everyone died basically, and the cure to the disease came a little too late, and by then it was like there was just
on.
fragments of their race left. And then for the rest of the show, there was a pile of masks behind the set for a species they couldn't use anymore.
Yeah, DJ, quick question if I was to interject. Is this sickness at all related to the Deathwalker?
Deathwalker. Hold on, that would have been season same
One.
season. I think that was an early episode. Soul Hunter, you mean?
No,
Yeah, the one lady who
Soul
had the.
Hunter. Soul Hunter is episode
Deathwalker.
5.
Oh,
Deathwalker.
Yeah, I was
good
wondering
question.
if that sickness ties back into Deathwalker.
No, but it's not a stretch to consider that possibility, and I wouldn't be surprised if some people did some fanfic in that vein. But Deathwalker, that's an interesting one because there is a lot of backstory there. Because remember, there was the Dilgar War, Earth Federation, Earth Force's first time on the scene, where they basically showed the rest of the Palates in this part of the galaxy that we can kick ass and enforce. And in this case, the Dilgar, they were a dying species. They had a problem with their star was going to go supernova. So they basically went like full tilt, conquering random shit. And their technology wasn't terrible, but luckily ours was kind of on par with theirs. And so we basically subjugated them back into their home star system and kept them there for the supernova. Now, there were a group of Dilgar who did survive on a random world, but basically with like Stone Age or 1800s technology, so they're not spacefaring, and that's all that's left. But the Dilgar, they went like full tilt nuts, sort of like Imperial Japan, when they thought that they absolutely had to go and conquer Manchuria and do all this stuff. They really saw a threat from us, having control over that part of the Pacific, and so they did things that were big gambles. The Dilgar kind of went that direction, but anyway, there were
Well, they were also attacking. They were attacking the Non. The Non was the big thing, and at the time we had become allies with the Non after the Asari War, I believe. And
Mass Effect?
The Minbari War, yeah.
The Minbari. I apologize.
And the Minbari were way more advanced than us. They weren't quite on par at all with the Asgard. What? Kosh. What species are they again? Vorlon.
Vorlon.
They weren't quite on par with the Vorlons, but they had fighter ships that were actually pretty much like we could shoot their fighters out of the sky, but we couldn't do jack shit to their large capital ships. And it took John Sheridan, what was it, the Black Star was the name of the ship, when he basically did like a trick where he kind of played like dead and then like blew up a nuke like right under them or some insane shit like that. And there were other tricks, like they called it the bonehead maneuver, where you basically open a wormhole inside a jump gate. Normally you either have a jump gate or a wormhole. You can't open your wormhole inside a jump gate. Jump gates double as beacons, so when you're in hyperspace, the jump gates are like reference points in real space so that you know where to come out. Without the beacons, you won't know where to come out. So sometimes you might enter hyperspace using a wormhole, and then you might pop out through a jump gate, or you might simply use the jump gates as like a network of beacons to give you an idea of where you are with relation to real space. And so anyway, when you open a wormhole inside a jump gate wormhole, you get one hell of an explosion. So they call it the bonehead maneuver, partially because it was used for killing Minbari who have a giant bone on their skull, exposed bone. And also you've got to be a real bonehead to do it, because you're basically going to kill yourself and the enemy in the act.
Yeah, it's a dangerous maneuver that they unfortunately did a couple times. Yeah.
Yes.
I remember exactly how. Yeah.
But Deathwalker, you had a point. She was involved in some crazy bio experiments, and basically, like the Non, when she got on the station, it was Non's, it was, what's his name? Freaking, the guy, Andre Katsoulas. The ambassador.
Yes, the ambassador shouted Deathwalker and attack. I actually brought this.
And she beat her within an inch of her life. She went batshit crazy on Deathwalker and beat her within an inch of her life, which was hilarious and badass, but also underscored that there was some really bad blood in there.
Yep.
So, so did they have anything to do with the virus for the
No. That virus was something super old, and it actually turned the entire thing. It was super old when they did that. It was, I can't remember.
was the Marcab. It was the Drachma plague. It was the Marcab, and they, I think, named it after an island that was known for decadence. So when there was the disease started there, they associated the disease with decadence and sort of like Sodom and Gomorrah type stuff. So that's why when anybody else got the disease, there was a lot of shame behind it because it implied that you were not pure, that you were not clean, that you were just like these sodomites.
Yeah.
And the species that died of plague, that was the Marcab. And interestingly, one thing that Babylon 5 did really well was name a lot of the species after, or at least place them on stars that are like visible in our night sky.
Yep. You can actually find those stars as a actual thing. It's kind of neat that they did that. Yeah, I know. It was very, very fascinating because essentially it was other threats outside our own variables to do that. But yeah. Oh, got blown up here. So.
Now beyond that, you had Mind War Season 1, Episode 6, and that's your first introduction to Chekhov, Walter Koenig from Star Trek. And my God, he is a trained psychologist. After Star Trek, he got a degree in psychology, and boy, does he put it to work here.
Oh no, that was the one thing I have to say about this franchise. Some of the best acting I've ever seen in sci-fi. That's what I said when I brought it up last. And I knew you and Starfleet. I'm almost done season 1, and I know for a fact that I am probably never going to do I'm going to take a lot longer to get season 2 done instead of railroading, speeding through like I did, because fuck, I need sleep. 10 hours to get through 10 seasons.
That before work, I was watching 3 Body Problem, but the Chinese did a series by Tencent instead of the Netflix version. And the Tencent series is way more book accurate. Both of them have like a ship that has basically an alien communicator that has a radio telescope like this on the ship. And on the Netflix series, it's supposed to be a hidden ship, like nobody's supposed to be able to tell it's for communicating with the aliens. But how do you keep a secret alien communicator ship when you have a satellite dish the size of like twice the size of the deck on the ship at all times? So at least the Tencent series, they made it retract. In the book, it looked more like a regular radio mast, so it was kind of blending in. But the Chinese series, I ended season 1 at 30 episodes, and they're gonna do a spin-off named after the detective. He's a chain-smoking detective named Da Shi. And Da Shi is a riot. This guy is also a genius, so former military. He becomes a detective with the police, gets suspended for some shadiness he did probably because he's one of those cops who thinks outside the box. And he gets put to work dealing with the alien situation. So he has to work with a physicist who basically has numbers being projected onto his eyes. Because the Trisolarians sent these protons. They basically built a computer and then folded it into lower dimensional space. So now you got a full-blown computer the size of a planet inside a proton. And they were able to shoot that at like 0.9%, 99% the speed of light. It got to Earth within 4.5 years. And then they were able to use that to basically mess up every particle accelerator experiment on the Earth. Because essentially it's only one proton, but it can go around the Earth within like a fraction of a second, so it can continuously go to, if you even run every particle accelerator, they can disrupt each and every one of them. And basically the reason for that was they wanted to halt any further scientific progress on our part, knowing that if they're on their way with their invasion fleet and we get any further, we may actually have a chance against them. So one of the things that Sofon do is they get scientists to commit suicide by putting numbers in there, like it's a countdown number, but they basically do something where they flash, like, I don't know, it's not like gamma rays, but they flash something on their retinas so that they see numbers in front of their vision. And if you didn't know what was going on, and someone's messing with your vision and other things are happening, like you see giant orbs flying around your head sometimes, you might freak the heck out and jump out a window or something. That's what's happening. So Da Shi is put to work dealing with one of these physicists, and luckily he's able to keep that guy from going nuts. And ultimately they decide, okay, we're gonna work together, and they have a really good interplay. The two actors have really good chemistry. So they decided, instead of going to book 2, The Dark Forest, which the Dark Forest theory is sort of like the idea that...
Are we still talking about Babylon 5 there, DJ? Because
let's cycle back to that. But long story short, that's a good point. Long story short... Long story short...
I ain't gonna lie. I was interested. I phased out. And yeah, we're back here now.
But yeah,
Yeah,
long
yeah,
story short, very you want to talk about good acting in sci-fi? This is one area where like they knocked it out of the park so well that before moving on to the second book where these two characters don't work together, they had to make a spin-off just to give them an opportunity to work together a little bit more.
But back to
But don't worry,
Babylon
DJ.
5
The
and
Keith
good.
does the same thing. It's okay, man. I get it.
But that's what I
The
had to say
Keith will
about
go
that.
on a story, and then it's like, hey, so how does this relate to the current thing? Yeah, I thought it did.
Okay, no, that's why I was
I know why
like,
it relates because he said he stayed up really late watching Babylon 5 for 10 hours straight. So it reminded me of how I stayed up till 3 a.m. on a work night. Granted, I couldn't sleep anyway, so it's the first day back. But
I'm just making fun of the Chief for going on that long story tangent when we were talking about Conan yesterday, and I'm like, dude,
so
bring it in. Bring it in.
Back to now we're going to talk about Legend of Zelda.
But did you see
Bob.
season 1, episode 10, Believers, or was that filtered out of the lineup? Because season 1,
No,
episode
they
10
actually
often
did.
gets
They
censored.
actually, the Canadian version did have Believers on there.
Okay. That's all I wanted to ask.
So, yeah, I know, because that was an interesting one, because they literally space hippies. Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I
wait.
fucking hate them.
Hold on. The last episode you saw, season 1, episode 14, TKO, when they had a real boxer show up. Did you see that one?
Yes, I did. I'm on episode. I'm right after the one where the guy is searching for the Holy Grail.
Yeah, that was an interesting one too. Very interesting premise.
Yeah.
And
Oh no, the series is interesting. The problem is it starts falling apart after a certain season. I will have to get into that when
season 5. You got like 4 seasons of good show, and in season 5.
No, you got 3. You got 3 seasons. I would say season 3 is when it starts really.
Oh, okay. Season 4. It definitely. One thing I appreciate about the show is I suppose you need a little bit of a format change to keep it fresh, and it's risky, but the guy JMS is such a good writer. I think he can pull it off. But with season 5, a lot of people felt like it jumped the shark. But if you watched Andromeda season 5, you would know that nothing has jumped the shark worse than that.
Oh God! If you watch Andromeda after a certain point, it's just garbage. All right, so we're going to be talking about Legend of Zelda. We are talking about the 3rd arc and the 3rd timeline. This is the loser timeline, I believe. This is where Link gets his magical hat. This is this episode. This whole story is Link getting his hat. Bob, get ready. You're going to have fun with this one. So let's start this series. So we're going to talk about Zelda as a whole because I'm a huge Zelda fan. And DJ, you've played Zelda, right?
Absolutely.
Arus has played Zelda too. We all kind of know the time. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know.
If I have.
Yeah. So we are going to teach Bob about the greatness of Zelda because he's going to be playing Zelda when he gets his computer. We'll be making live streaming. I like how he goes quiet when we do that. Or he's not paying attention to us. Wake up, Bob. Get up.
What? Huh? What? Am I needed?
Yes,
Am I needed now?
Yes, we're going to talk about Legend of Zelda.
Okay. I was waiting for when I was needed. Holy shit. It's like I'm on hold with, government-funded organizations. I'm always on hold.
Yep.
Oh, I can imagine you calling up the VA, huh?
So all 3 of us...
Actually, no, that's the difference, is the VA actually gives a fuck. That's the difference. It's a slight difference. You're still going to be on hold, but not as long.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the Legend of Zelda franchise, just because we're playing the Legend of Zelda games. And so we are starting with Minish Cap, which is apparently the first story in the timeline, according to the chronologically confused bullshit that is Legend of Zelda. This shit is stupid on every level, boys. Let's get to it. Now, all three of us excluding Bob, has paid attention to Zelda. And again, Bob is going to definitely have to pay attention to Zelda soon because we're going to be making Bob play Zelda shortly. You're going to have to play this games. You're going to have to play these games, Bob. We're going to make you play these. They're actually good. Now, Bob, I want to ask you, why don't you like Zelda? Why don't you like the fantasy that is Zelda?
You know, you're actually one of the few people that have genuinely asked me that question.
Yes, of course.
I've never actually thought of an answer for it until now.
Okay.
But okay, since you're the only one to ask. Part of it is contrarianism. Another part of it is, why would I go for this fantasy when there's something else I like? And the third aspect is, well, that kind of goes into contrarianism as well. Nintendo.
Okay, well, okay, so...
And it's like, yes, Legend of Zelda. A lot of people have nostalgia for the game. And it's like, okay, yeah, you grew up with it. I get it.
Yeah,
but,
these are solid fantasy. That's why I'm kind of surprised. These are actually very solid fantasies. And at one time, these were the best fantasy games that weren't JRPGs.
Now, I'm also one of those guys where I'm very particular on lore. Like Dark Souls, when I was young and naive, I thought it was good. I look back on it now and I was like, I was a fucking idiot. Dark Souls is dog water when it comes to lore. It's just.
I would say, I'd agree.
Yeah, there are other ones that are much better, and they're not even like the main FromSoft shit.
Yeah.
A great one is Mortal Shell. I love the whole concept of Mortal Shell. You are effectively in limbo. Now, some people could argue, yeah, Dark Souls is kind of like that, but with Mortal Shell, it's like, no, you are playing a game that feels like a black metal album turned into a video game. Music also helps with that. But it's being in this position of, you have the ability to move on if you do the right things, and eventually that develops envy in others. And there's another thing I liked about Mortal Shell was there was an ending that was a secret ending that I stumbled upon. It literally is just checking out. Not even ending yourself. You just live the rest of your days with this hillbilly guy, and you're just the best of mates. And you're playing the lute while he's drinking, and you guys are sharing snacks over the campfire. And what was the quote? Come and sit and take a drink. We could watch life pass on by. About to say, Dark Souls will never do that. You have to beat the game to get an ending. This one was like, no, you just developed a reputation. It's like, hey, the guy needs food. All right, I got him food. You know, you do things through the quest, and it ended up becoming an ending of just chilling with a buddy. What was the other one? Mortal Shell, actually. It was good, even though it was rough.
Okay. Now you like.
I think the prime difference is Dark Souls is the ruins of what's left because of somebody's fuck up, and that seems to be a big theme with FromSoft games. It's somebody's fuck up that you gotta fix.
Yeah,
and that gets annoying after.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, Dark Souls, it was Gwyn. Then you go to Bloodborne, it was effectively the head of the church and the whole church around that. And then you go to Elden Ring. Yeah, a woman had a bitch fit moment. Marika had a moment and decided to say, fuck the world. So yeah, I get really tired of like, why am I here to fix it? This is getting annoying. Mortal Shell, you're just there because you died. And you happen to have the ability to take over the shells, which are previous people. So much so that certain NPCs actually recognize some of the shells you pick up on. Some have better and worse reputations towards you. So you can actually change the shell out and then talk to an NPC for different dialogue.
Yeah. Well, okay, now here's the thing. So Zelda's an interesting. I understand it's your contrarian's kicking in, but like this isn't like. Here's the thing about this, okay? Like to me, Zelda has always been a fascinating adventure because they're always a fun adventure. I also like the puzzle. Now,
puzzles can go fuck themselves sometimes. It depends on how annoying they are. That one I'll say is in the air.
That one's up in the air. So this for example, this adventure that we're having right now, the reason the Minish Cap, the reason Link becomes guy, well, Orc is we're going to call him for the next little bit. The reason Orc, Link. The reason Link becomes the guy who has to unfortunately do the job isn't because of like a thing, because he's just a small boy. He's only like, in this one, I think he's 12 or 13, somewhere around that age. This evil wizard is fucking with everybody. Now, there's a reason why, and now this wizard is
a wizard by the name of Ganondorf, perchance.
No, it's not. It's a different wizard. Ganondorf, okay, there's a real reason why Ganon becomes a fucking problem in the franchise. And it fucks with Link to this day. You wanna know why Ganon becomes a problem?
Because he is so set in his arrogance without realizing his failures will always arise. No matter how much he fights against the Triforce, he is always bound to lose.
No, he became a Triforce. He imbued himself with the Triforce power. He has forever trapped himself, and his last wish, I want to be immortal. He got his wish. He's immortal. Forever, he is bound forever to the Triforce of power until someone takes until someone is able to remove the power of the Triforce of power from him, which all stems from his wish of the warping of the Golden Land in Link to the Past. Until someone's able to pull that shit away from his ass, he's forever trapped in an eternal fight between Zelda.
What I heard was a plot that allows Nintendo to chill out multiple copies. That's what I heard.
Now Link here tries to save. No, but that's the thing. He's not. That's the reason he's the biggest problem. That's why he's the problem in the series.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why. That's the only reason why Ganon has become the fucking issue he has.
Now, I will say, ever since it became free on PlayStation Plus, because we were talking about puzzles,
yeah,
Lords of the Fallen has some puzzles, but they're kind of simple. They're very straightforward, and it's like, okay, I prefer this. Like, you have to peer into the Umbral Realm, which can be dangerous unto itself, depending on how long you peer into it.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it, too. It kind of has a little bit of that Bloodborne aspect, where there's things you don't see, and then there's things that you do see if you do the right thing.
Yeah. So from the idea of Zelda becoming a like for example, Zelda's turned to stone in this one, and it's a different guy. Now Link takes the role because he was actually able to. He didn't die from the dark power. That's the problem. By him binding himself into an immortal conversation, like an immortal thing, it's caused this eternal forever battle between Link, who gains the power. He gathers the power of the Triforce of Courage to fight Ganon. Therefore, this has become this eternal fuck fest. That's why the Zelda franchise exists the way it does. Now, that being said, up until the last game, which the last game is the worst, to me is also the worst game.
My crafting one?
Yeah, that's the crafting one. That's the one that got really stupid. That one.
Remind me if I'm wrong, but isn't Twilight Princess like the grittiest looking one? Not saying the plot is compared to others, but it's like by appearances alone. That's when they started going with like
that is actually legitimately the darkest game in the franchise.
Okay.
That is.
Twilight Princess would have my eyes because all the other Legend of Zeldas, like even that new one, I'm not touching it because it's like, yeah, this has that Nintendo touch. We all know the Nintendo touch.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Splatoon, same thing with Animal Crossing. It has that family-friendly vibe, and it's just like, yeah, I don't like things that are too safe.
Yeah.
Right, because too safe equals boring.
Yeah. This is sort of safe and isn't safe. This is very By the way, the company that worked on this game was Capcom. This is one of the 3 Capcom games they created.
Okay.
So this game is actually a Capcom game.
You know, that's another argument. Remember what I said about the Nintendo touch? When I mentioned Nintendo, that's another reason why I'm like, I'm not touching it, because it looks too safe, and it's like, why would I want to pick up something that's safe? You know,
Well,
I'm an edgy teenage gamer over here. You know, it's like, oh, I want to play Dead Space, Gears of War, yeah, you know, shit like that. That's what young Bob's mentality was.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you're not young Bob anymore. You're adult. Adult Bob can, look at something like a game like this. Even though this is, it's so much fun for progression, gameplay loop, the story.
Why would I play this when there's a bunch of other PC games that I've wanted to play for a long time? You know?
Yeah, I know, but I actually
you gotta sell me on this. I need you to sell me.
And what I'm trying to say to you, I'm trying to sell it to you now. This is a game with a great game story beat. You have to seek out the adventure of your character in trying to find his path to defeating an evil wizard. And where does this evil wizard come from? Well, we're gonna get to that as we progress the story. But like the combat, for example, combat in this game is actually generally solid. It's a very solid gameplay. It's not complete bullshit, but it does have some fun moments.
The same could be said for the new Lords of the Fallen. That combat feels meaty, and I like it.
Yeah, that's the one thing about Zelda. Zelda always had good combat that's kind of meaty. Twilight Princess is the darkest. Is at the moment, other than the Minish.
Do you think they were trying to get the God of War people on board as well? God of War before for Twilight Princess, to give it that gritty vibe, to try and get that audience.
Well, I would even go and say Breath of the Wild is fucking dark. They started making darker versions of Zelda right around the time of Majora's Mask. Yeah, Majora's Mask was the darkest. Like
Majora's Mask was so dark that some 13-year-old decided to make a creepypasta about it back in the 2010s.
Well, you didn't kind of scare in the will in Ocarina of Time, because that seemed pretty dark to me.
Well, you know what? Ours isn't wrong. Ocarina of Time is also kind of dark, but not Majora Mask dark. Majora Mask is legitimately people have been theorizing that's like Link in Purgatory, for fuck's sake.
That's
yeah.
Mind if I use your skin for a mask?
Became a zombie pest.
Yeah. And you are wearing the dead. You are wearing the faces of the dead.
I know. It's like you're wearing their skin. Their essence. And I was like, yeah, when I found that out about the mask, I was like, ooh.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Dude, Link, one of my favorite, I still think is one of the best Legend of Zelda games of all time, is a Game Boy game. Link's Awakening, you have a choice. Stay in the dream world forever, or wake up. If you wake up the Windfish. You destroy the world. You destroy the island you're on. You wake up. But if you don't wake up, did your character just die? That's the thing. It's the choice between life and death for your character. It's either you or the world. And you have to make a choice. That is a fucking dark fucking story. And again, Marin doesn't make an appearance after that fact. Marin is like
Who the fuck is Marin?
Marin is the girl in that series. She does not make an appearance after that franchise. She shows up in like Hyrule Fighters, but that's about it. And she's the main character that saves you in the beginning of the game. She never shows up again. She is one of the few Zelda characters that never shows up again. Like usually Zelda will like play characters for nostalgia boner type of thing. That's your Nintendo state kicking in there. But no, that is the one time you never see that character ever again. That's an interesting thought, Never seen in the franchise at that point. That's really kind of clever. All right, so unfortunately, this poor creature is being attacked, and here's where the game gets interesting. and it's dark, but it's interesting. So okay, this poor weird bug-like bird creature is being attacked. Let's go help them. Let's go help the bird creature.
One thing that was cool in Lords of the Fallen, the lantern that allows you to peer into the Umbral world. If one of the dead souls there is still there, and you keep the lantern on them, they'll back away. But if you keep the lantern kind of turned away to where they're still visible, and they smack you, they drag you into the Umbral world.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. It's like, all right, so you don't always want to have the lantern out and see everything unless you're willing to go in there yourself. You gotta be a little careful about it, because the area you're in could look completely normal. You shine that lantern in the wrong spot, something big is gonna come a knocking.
Yeah. So
it's gonna be like that one scene from Spider-Man where he's in the cage match.
Yeah. So this our little creature here is having a hard time walking. Well, here's what he does, Bob. Link might need an adult.
Okay.
You'll watch. You'll find out shortly. He sort of says, hello, facehugger. So here's where Minish Cap gets interesting. The story is, I'm gonna I don't know if I should spoil. Well, I know you're not gonna play this. We're not gonna make you play this.
I'm about to say, dude, it's like, oh, he's on your head. That is such a nothing burger, dude.
I know, but here's where it gets interesting, and here's where it gets fun. Okay, shut up. I don't care. Stop talking to me. I don't care. This. Okay, yeah, Okay, good. All right. So you jump on these. He uses his magic powers to shrink you down. So to get to certain bosses in dungeons, you have to travel between being the size of an ant and your grown self.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's
supposed to be revolutionary to me, or?
No, that's unique because you get two different sides. You get the size of like you as the grown adult, you as your normal self, and you as your minical self to adventure and do dungeons. That's an interesting idea. So you basically have to travel between. So now you're fighting different creatures now instead of fighting like giant monsters. Well, you do fight giant monsters too, but you also now you got to fight like bugs and insects and other shit that now looks at you as easy prey. Something you step on is now your enemy. Yeah, but okay. So the story about this is someone wanted the power of darkness to become like something greater, and it was a Minish creature that basically took the form of a human by using the dark power. And he's trying to tap into that one, because there's not only is there a god, like the best way to put it is there are 4 goddesses in the 3 goddesses, and then there's the something beyond. There's that evil, and there's that evil that exists in the universe. The 4 goddesses created the Triforce, and then they fucked off. You know, typical woman. I'm joking, chat. I'm joking, or am I? And so they move on and they travel. DJ, do you want to continue telling them the tale of the creation of Hyrule, or should I keep going?
You think I know the tale of that? You think I know that one?
Okay, you don't. All right.
No,
Okay. So the by these 4 goddesses, these 3 goddesses go and do they bring life, all this stuff, and then they create a power source, basically something that's supposed to be the guideline to existence. And there's the power, the Triforce of Wisdom, the Triforce of Wisdom, Power, and Courage. These are the 3, basically the noble one, the one of nobility. So because Ganon took the Triforce of Power for his abusive ways of being, him being an asshole, he unfortunately you now have to constantly fight him in an endless battle. Some of the games you actually fight him, some of the games you don't. This is one of the games you don't fight Ganon. Do I hate Ganon as a main villain? I kinda do. Do I know Nintendo, the fantasy, the idea of the fairy tale aspect they're trying to go with this franchise will unfortunately always have Ganon as one of the main villains or being referenced to something in every fucking game? Yeah, that's part of the lore. I don't agree with it, but that's kind of how it goes, Bob. And I know you don't like that because you don't like this idea of, oh, you gotta fight Ganon for the umpteenth time.
Yeah, I killed it. I expect it to be dead unless I told it to be alive again.
Okay, so here's the thing about that. Who says Link wins? The reason the franchise is the weird way...
I don't know, the fucking franchise and the plot?
No, actually,
the fact that Nintendo keeps pumping these fucking things out?
No, well, dude, no one says the same thing about Sonic, Mario, or any other franchise, so that's all I gotta say there.
I could say it.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm pretty much of the same opinion. I know Sonic fans are some degenerate fanatics at times. Same can be said for some Mario fans, but we don't talk about those. But yeah, for the amount of shit that keeps getting pumped out, the only reason Sonic hasn't really gotten any new games is... What?
Yeah. Bob, I will say this and say this right now. I don't care what you say. Princess Daisy is the GOAT. And I'd hook up with that. And now she's in a game where she skips rope. Anyway.
I'm about to say you're gonna have to fight me for that one. I'm gonna kill you. It's like, you know what? He ain't wrong. He ain't fucking wrong.
Motherfucker.
Corner, I don't care. Or cut corner, I don't care.
Motherfucker,
Yeah.
I will this conversation real quick. Don't tempt me. You're at you. I will treat you like I did, like I used to do to my friend's little brother when he got Melfius. Fucking sit on his ass and tell him, "Oh, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Want to fight? Get off me, bad fuck! You gonna fight? No, get off me!"
The kid also doesn't keep a knife with him at all times, but I mean, hey. I mean, hey. The kid's not always armed, now is he?
No.
That's the rule I go to, man. If you're gonna walk outside, always be armed. Doesn't matter who you are. Man, woman, dog. Doesn't matter.
I don't like carrying weapons, but I do agree in some ways. I'm not a fan of it though.
I mean, there are times I really want to bring back that old medieval tradition of like your house's honor. You always got to carry your sword with you.
There used to be a dagger, but yeah, I do agree. Like I do kind of agree with that, but I'm not a fan of carrying a weapon. Like again,
Granted, mine's not supposed to be a force multiplier necessarily. Mine's just a utility that can become a force multiplier.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, how else are you gonna open your letters?
Dude, I will tell you this right now, Bob. Dude, I've done more damage with rocks and cans than I have any actual physical knife.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I remember someone tried to rob me and I was carrying that case of beer. And yeah, that case of beer became quite an effective tool. Flatten all the beer, but that became an effective tool. Not a fan of doing that to people, but you know,
nobody is. You gotta do what you gotta do. Let's be real here. I mean, don't get me wrong. In America, we all love the force multiplier. We all need one.
Yeah, I hate having to do any of that type of shit. Though that to me, violence is, you know, dude. Unless there's a valuable reason for it, you're like, what? You're gonna rob me for a case of beer, you fucker? Like, you're gonna rob me for a 12 pack?
There is no making logic of the illogical.
Yeah, I know, but that's how it is. But anyway,
I'm about to say when the fiend is fiending, you can't talk it down. All right. Sometimes it's either talk it down or put it down. If the first one don't work, you gotta go to the ladder.
But I do like the fact that I'm fighting slugs right now. That's my like. The enemy that I have to fight is a slug because it's like I'm in the mid world. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna play.
It's fucking Soldier Louis. It's like, oh no, I faced off against slugs. And I was like, okay. Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to make you play this one. If I'd actually say darker Zelda games would be probably the safer bet with you. This one, still kiddish. I would maybe, I don't know, boys. Which game should we make Bob play? What's the game for Bob? What's that like?
Dr. Voyager, the one with
Dr. Voyager.
Learning with Mario or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
No, what Zelda? Like all honesty, boys.
Oh,
like
Zelda DX. There's a fishing scene in Zelda DX that's really nice. I think Bob would like that. It was my favorite part of the game.
Okay, so Link's Awakening DX. I think that's a game we definitely get Bob to play. Definitely. I would say. Maybe, that's a weird one. I'm thinking here. Definitely Link to the Past might probably not. Bob had no interest in Link to the Past. Like I did the entire.
I have no interest in Legend of Zelda in general, but yeah.
No, I'm being honest. Link's Awakening definitely, most likely. Link to the Past maybe, but I will say this: there is one game I actually would say that definitely probably worth Bob playing from that, and that would probably be Twilight Princess, and then the other one would be Twilight Princess, Wind Waker are the ones I'm thinking right now, boys. Unless you guys have any other ideas, I think that's where we're going to go with this.
Oh yeah, Wind Waker is interesting. I heard great things about Twilight Princess, but I never beat it.
Oh yeah.
One of the first games I'm going to get for PC is probably like Forever Winter.
Well, yeah, I know, but we're gonna get you. We're gonna get you to play Wind Waker, and we're gonna get you like I'm setting you up with a bunch of emulators, Bob. You're gonna get the immolation treatment, man. We are gonna get you going with all the emulator games.
He's gonna snatch me up with one of them sky ropes.
Yeah, we gotta get you. No, because I think Bob, you're gonna have a.
It's like Junji Ito with the balloon heads, except it's just this giant orc face.
Yeah, we're gonna get you some good emulators. Don't worry, I got you. There's some great games. That's the thing. You want dark games? There's some dark games out there. But I'm gonna say
dark, not malicious.
I didn't say malicious. I said dark. Why would I make you play a malicious game, Bob? No point in that.
Hey, you put me on some things before, but no, that's why I'm saying to specify to the audience. Yeah. Dark, not malicious.
No, that my maliciousness, like I haven't made you play anything that's too bad. And again, how often have I steered you wrong when it comes to anime?
3 times.
What were the 3 animes that you didn't like that were bad?
Oh, we're talking specifically anime.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, because if we're including all media, it would be a total of 3 times, but that is not nearly as bad as it sounds.
Okay, so
that is 3 times that we have known each other. The first one that immediately comes to mind was Shadowrun. It was a strategy game, and it's like, fuck, I hate strategy games.
It's not really a strategy game. I told you it was an RTS. You wanted a game. You wanted an RPG game like Zelda, like D&D that was similar to Dungeons and Dragons and similar to that fashion.
Yeah.
I gave you what you asked for. Don't get mad when the monkey paw fucking activates, okay?
That's why I don't want anything from your monkey paw. All right, I ain't touching Zelda.
And he asks me, okay, where can I find a dark and in-depth cyberpunk thing where you get to like play all these like ghouls and shit and stuff like that? I never see anything like that. Oh, okay, Shadowrun. Oh, Shadowrun has that? Yeah. I get it, and he doesn't. He plays it for like I don't want to play it, and he just doesn't play.
Yeah, because I was like, you know what? I'll try to bite the bullet for a little bit, and then I'm like, yeah, no, I can't do this anymore. I can't do the strategy shit.
It's not really strategy. That's why I'm like, it's an RPG. It's just more functional. It's like, that's why I'm like, eh. So anyway, there was that. Okay, what was the other one I sold you? What was the other one that you like? And so, whose fault is that? You asked me for a dark cyberpunk franchise that like has something really unique and has ghouls in it, and you asked me for something like that. I give you that. Why?
Oh, we've already been over the reasons, and you keep asking the same question.
Okay,
I already told you.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
Oh, if you know, then why you shut up about it?
No, okay, so what were the other two?
The other two, one of them was an anime. Which one was it? Fuck, I think I even memory hold it because it was that bad.
No, you didn't like Karen, and Karen wasn't something I thought. I was like, yeah, you might like this. It was something.
No, it was just before that, but Karen is one of them, yeah. What the fuck was it?
Are you thinking of Fairy Gone?
Run me the synopsis of Fairy Gone again.
It's a war setting where the main character is a girl who is looking for her best friend, and they survive. They survive basically their village being destroyed, and she gets the power. She gets a magical power, and she joins a magical unit. That's whole purpose is to stop people from abusing the fairies and the fairy creatures. Basically,
question, Chief, is that the one where it was just like the war setting, and I got like halfway through episode 1, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm done.
Yeah, I guess so. I sent it to him because Bob asked.
Because when you said pumpkin scissors, I was like, please don't tell me it's that one anime that was a war anime that I didn't like. No, I like pumpkin scissors.
Yeah, I actually still don't know why you. Literally, I think it's because it's called Fairy. Was the only reason. The only reason I think Bob didn't like Fairy Gone.
Oh, and the other one was Free Ren.
Well, Free Ren. I don't know what the fuck your problem is with Free Ren. Like Free Ren. You are one of the few motherfuckers out there that doesn't like Free Ren. Like that is how rare it is. I don't know that many people that don't like Free Ren.
Elf propaganda mixed with an absurd amount of R34. And it's like, yeah, it's one thing for something to have R34, that's normal. The sheer amount of it was biblical for just Free Ren alone.
Again, I don't even know about the R34 he's talking about. It's like it's nowhere near as bad as people like.
Not to mention it's all over my feed. And when something keeps knocking, I get annoyed more and more.
This is Bob being a Criterion. That's what this is. Okay, so you're just being a Criterion for that one.
I'll let you take that one. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I'll capitulate just so we can move on.
That's like
yeah. So 3 out of like the 30 things I've showed you that you've absolutely loved.
Yeah, like I said, it was like it's an exact number, and it sounds worse than it is, but we've known each other a while.
Yeah. So like, and again, it's not my fault you haven't played System Shock 2.
I didn't say System Shock led me astray. I just haven't touched it since.
Yeah. And I've like said if you wanted to play it offline, we can. So I think I have a pretty good track record on getting you good content. Okay.
No one said you had a bad one. I just said 3, and you showed me more than 30 things.
Yeah. Okay. So you
have like an 97% correction rate. It's like, no, that's not bad at all. You're just taking it personal at this point.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, sorry, you bulbous perfectionist.
Yeah. So, okay, so we got our, so that's not a bad track record, but, so, like, to me, I would say, the reason I say Wind Waker is because it's a ship game. It's Legend of Zelda the ship version.
Both.
So you play, Yes, you're on a boat. You actually sail the 7 seas, and you got to use charts and shit. And you got to navigate and stuff. So that's why I'm saying that would probably be a game worth Bob's. I think that one would be worth Bob's thing. It's one of the few things Basement Kevin liked. And I've never gotten him to play very few games, but it's the only time I ever got him a GameCube, and he actually played that game. So that's the only reason I've considered that one I'm considering. That one's on the list. Okay, so you guys said Twilight Princess should be one, and Majora's Mask, boy. You think Majora's Mask might be an idea, DJ?
I mean, I had named Zelda DX for the fishing part, man. That completely got like skipped over.
Don't worry, it happens, man. When work with the chief, it happens.
We don't take. Is it that we don't take portable games seriously? Is that it?
No, I actually think DS is. I actually think DX is a good game.
I'm gonna shut up. But
yeah.
Yes, to answer your question, yes. Unless it's something like Pokemon, which was like, yeah, okay, you know, you have the little Game Boy and or DS, and it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna kick up a game of Pokemon for the time being while I wait for laundry or some shit. Yeah, that you know, in that case, it's okay. But when you have the lengthier games on mobile, I fucking despise phone games. Oh my god, sorry. I know a DS is not a phone. I know a Game Boy's not a phone.
Well,
but...
I was talking about DX as in deluxe. Zelda DX is the Game Boy Color offering as opposed to DS. But I get it. It looks like the Nintendo game. It looks like NES. Looks like Famicom.
I think actually that's my only thing. Bob has a pissy point when it comes to games like that. He has a hard time when it comes to those type of games. Like, he is not a fan of. Yeah,
it looks old and it's like it's not taking advantage of the graphics that are available to us.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Yeah. And the sheer amount of slop that you see on phone games, like the mobile store. It's I'll be real with you. I will constantly war on people who claim to be a gamer, and it's like, oh, but I play on the phone. It's like, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
It's a complimentary experience, but it shouldn't be the only experience. I don't think it counts if it's the only experience.
I say phone games are made for one group of people, maybe two. Boomers and their kids. Legit, because the length of a mobile game was the same wait time that it took for, to get seated at a Red Robin when I was a kid. I borrowed my mom's phone, I'd play something stupid like Angry Birds or Cut the Rope, and then by the time I finished the entire thing, it's like, okay, your table's ready.
Well, see, that's the thing about that. That is actually one of the few games that breaks the mold in a lot of times. It's actually a great game, and one of the more funner games on the franchise.
Angry Birds?
No, I'm talking about DX. If you're
talking, because you're coming back and you're like, well, that's the thing, that game, and I was like, what?
No,
you want to talk about the Angry Bird deep lore?
I would say this about Angry Birds. I will actually say this. This is the only time you'll ever hear me say it. Is a great game. Is a great waste of fucking time.
like I said, that is all it's there for. You won't get any. What is it, like, some people like playing games for stories, or like the Guardians comic we just read, when they had a message about X, Y, and Z. Some games will put a philosophy and a way to answer said philosophy, or give you something to think about. I'm not saying all games have to be like that. Some of them could just be pure entertainment, but you ain't getting that in a fucking mobile game.
Again, there are games that are like mobile games. They're also really like in-depth fucking beasts. But yeah, I do agree with you. There's a lot of fucking slop. There's There's
only like two types of mobile games you really get. You'll either get like the flash game, as I call it, where it's like Angry Birds, Cut the Rope, the one where you gotta the Jungle Run. What was that? What it was called? Jungle Run, Subway Surfers. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
it literally is just a Flash game that you find on a Flash game website. Or you get a Tycoon, aka Clash of Clans, anything with empire building, and you gotta wait fucking 24 hours for one thing to upgrade. That's a Tycoon, alright? Fuck off.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the Tycoon games. I've said that time and time again. Like, I've played them, but like, you know, I have played games like Mobile Legends or other games like that where, you know, I've even played Fel CX before they changed the rules, and I do like those games, but they're not. They're fun for a while. Again, I'm not a guy. Give me a game like this right here. It's got puzzles, it's got action, it's got a decent story. Give me something like this. This is what I want. I want a game.
I've had some of my buddies try to get me to download a specific mobile game or whatnot. I'm like, ew, no. Ew.
Yeah, and
Who are you?
And I know we gotta keep you with other games like Gundam and stuff like that actually, you know, have their issues.
Huh? Gundam?
Yeah, Gundam.
What do you mean?
The Gundam mobile game. There are some Gundam mobile games are fucking. I know.
Yeah, mobile games.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, the guy I sat next to on the bus had this Dragon Ball Z one, where you had to match up these orbs to increase the power of your attacks or some shit.
Yep. Yeah. I know people that, dude, if we got him those Gundam games, or he started playing those, man, the fucking,
One type of game I refuse to touch are gacha games. I have been burned by gacha games before. I've learned a hard truth back when I was in the Navy. I played, Gundam Battle Operation 2. That was a mobile suit gacha game.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
There's a new one too. There's a Gunpla game. You actually build your mobile suits and shit, and you buy the mobile suits and you build them, and you actually build them piece by piece by piece on your phone.
Oh joy! Why would I do this instead of just, you know, getting an actual physical model, 1/44 scale?
When I saw that, I was like, oh god, I know so many people that I need to keep the fuck away from that game.
Now, the one Gundam game that I thought you were trying to keep me away from was one that you played. Was it Federation versus Xeon? That one piqued my interest, actually.
No, that was a PS2 game. That fucking play away. That game's awesome. And my only downside is I can't seem to get the New Game Plus to work. I don't know why I'm having issues getting that New Game Plus to work, where you can play the game with all your mobile suits in play. I think that's only in arcade mode, if I remember correctly, and that's like, because I want to just fucking play with all my mobile suits. Fuck all this other shit.
Yeah, I was kind of the same way whenever I played some of the BattleTech games.
Yeah.
Yeah, BattleTech was a bit... It was a cool concept, the Mech Warrior games. It's like, I like the first-person view of being in the cockpit while in a hunchback or some shit.
The Gunpla games, the Gunpla games I like, but at the same time, I'm like, oh no, I
won't lie, Crab is king. Love both crabs in BattleTech universe, alright?
But no, I was looking into that myself, actually. I saw the game, and it's like, I'm like, oh fuck no, we cannot show Bob this game. Because, Bob gets to build his own mobile suits, and he can, like, customize it, paint them the way he wants, and all this other shit. You can build his own...
I could do that in real life, motherfucker.
Yeah, you could do that in real life, but it'd be way cheaper to get the models.
Well,
and I'm like...
One moment, let me look behind me. Oh, look, there's a Comfort behind me.
Yeah. But again...
With or without the bullet holes?
Yeah.
Without, it is... One moment, I actually have the box. Nope, wrong light. Other light.
I think...
this is the MS-18 M Comfort? This is by... Oh, this is HG Universal Century, Bandai Namco.
I just meant the bullet holes that Chris McKenzie put into it with a Gatling gun.
I gotcha. Yeah, what I was... MS Tech 18 Echo Comfort. Yeah, this thing has the 2 rocket launchers, as do Panzerfaust, shotgun, chain mine. Ah, dude, this. Yeah, well, once again, I forget because this was a gift from one of my buddies that he mailed back to me.
Yeah.
I forget the price of it, but yeah, it's 1/44 scale. Last time I bought or looked at Gunpla models, they were. It really depends on what you're getting. If you're getting something that's, I'm not saying high spec, I'm saying like depending on the actual mobile suit itself. A Gundam will usually run you a bit more than Xeon, depending. Like,
Yeah.
I think I've seen, was it the basic Gundam sells for cheaper price than Char's Gelgoog?
Yeah. But Gundams are getting more and more pricey as time goes on. But anyway, it's
It's also in line with the movie, or movie show. What the fuck is it gonna be?
Yeah, basically.
What's the new thing gonna be, DJ? Is it a movie or a show?
It's going to be the Netflix show. The live action Netflix is going to be the brand new Gundam thing that's coming out. But the problem is, most Gundam, it doesn't usually take off until a certain point. Like Gundam, but the older Gundam figures are becoming more expensive. Like if you want classic G1 Gundam minis, you are looking at a fucking arm.
Oh, dude, I'll be real with you. I think the next Gunpla I'm gonna get is actually just a gun cannon. Basic gun cannon.
Yeah. But for me, the price tag is so expensive. I'm just not a fan of this. Oh, by the way, I do like this. One of the basic bitch enemies you've been fighting in the game is now actually like the boss for this, and I like how you defeat this guy. Kind of a neat idea.
That was a very suspicious mushroom.
Yeah, the basic bitch boy is appearing. He's our boss monster. I like how you defeat this guy, actually. It's kind of a cool thing. You defeat the slime in an interesting way. Okay, so my goal is I'm trying to suck out his base so he can't keep himself balanced. And he's trying to hit me with his head, too. I think that's a neat little thing that they do. So, do you think, like, I know Link to the Past is pretty, Ocarina of Time is pretty dark. Should we be sending Bob or, Link to the Ocarina of Time there, boys? Because I know he's not going to want to do the 3D. Not going to do the ones that are 3D. I think the tendonitis might bug Bob for that. Well, no, the tendonitis is definitely going to bug Bob when you're doing the wolf stuff. Holy shit, that tendonitis is going to make Bob. Oh, your tendonitis might kick off for that. No, we're not doing Breath of the Wild. We'd have to connect the Switch to Bob, and I don't think that's going to be an option. And I am not playing Breath of the Wild. I refuse to play that fucking game. I actually think that's a betrayal of Zelda. I'm being honest. I think that's an honest betrayal.
It's the same trip they did with Banjo-Kazooie.
Yep. Yeah, it's two.
You have Banjo-Kazooie, and then you have Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
Yeah.
What this is, it's basically Legend of Zelda Nuts and Bolts.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of that. Like, to me, that was such a betrayal of the game franchise. Like, I really do think not only does the story betray the franchise, because it does, it really puts certain characters and certain characters that, like, it shifts the story in such a negative light. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not like none of that was in the lore up to this point, and you completely turn the lore on its head. Like, not only that, the game characters are annoying, like absolutely annoying. I don't like anybody in the game, and let's be painfully honest. The crafting system is shit. I fucking hate that system. Like, I don't know who thought, hey, here's an idea. Let's make even the legendary weapons you get, the magical tools break, and you have to go get them replaced. I'm like, fuck off.
This is the bastard child of Souls fans mixed in with something else.
Yeah.
Like, you have a bit of karting and crafting. Wait. No, they really just made Legend of Zelda the survival game.
Yeah, and I don't like it. I really don't like dude, you spend more I spend more time not doing the dungeons, but spending more time gathering equipment or making fucking soup than actually going on the adventure. And you gave me a giant
at that
world.
point it's a survival game. Ignore what I said about Dark Souls and all that. It's like, no, it's a survival game at that point. They turned it into Rust.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Fuck that shit. Fuck that noise. Give me a game where I can have fun playing the give me something like this. This is a good adventure. This will set you back anywhere from from 6 to 12 hours. Like, if you really want to fast roll this game, you can finish this game in 12 hours. Like get everything 100% under 12. You could even speed run it and beat it even less time if you want to go all in. So give me something like this, short, sweet, simple. If I want to play an adventure, an adventure story game, give me The Long Dark. Give me something like that. You know, to me that this franchise is just kind of that pisses me off. So no, I am an avid believer of go fuck yourself when it comes to that game. I hate that game. I really do feel that was a betrayal. It's kind of funny, I'm going to be honest, there isn't a single game that Nintendo's come out that I haven't said they've lost their mojo. I didn't like Metroid Prime Beyond.
Hey, Samus, you need to do this. Come on, Samus.
I hated Metroid Prime. I hated Metroid Prime Beyond. I hated that fucking game.
I just saw an image of that character and I hated him from the start, and then I heard the voice and I was like, oh, I really hate him now. The fun dark idea of Samus going onto a planet and fighting stuff and doing all this fighting and shit in the dark, I like that. Metroid Prime Dread turns you into it's like a horror. It's like Metroid Prime it's Metroid the horror game without being the horror game. The Metroid Fusion did it better. The Game Boy Advance game did it better. I just none of the games. I literally my entire library is remakes of games Nintendo previously worked on the game. Other consoles. That was another franchise I couldn't get into was Metroid. Because why play Metroid when I can play Doom?
See, Metroid is good. I would say Metroid is definitely right down your alley for dark. I like the idea of okay, why is Samus going here? Well, she's not going here because she wants to be here. She's going here because her fucking ass gets trapped dealing with this shit. And if she doesn't go down and try to stop it right away, it's going to implode and everyone else is going to suffer. So she goes down there and becomes a badass. That's a cool character. That to me is a cool character. And her being female doesn't ruin the character, you know. I think she's a cool character.
What?
No.
What?
Okay. A lot of people. Okay, I'll actually explain it. A lot of people have this feeling that because she's female, like this attitude, oh well, this weird, oh, female characters, male characters. There's this idea that Metroid, they sort of a Nintendo vibe and an energy that's not.
Okay, formulate your thoughts, then speak. Okay, you're stumbling over yourself.
Okay, so for those that don't know, there was a Metroid game called Other M. Anybody who's played Other M kind of knows where I came from.
Oh god, yo, I just remember one thing from that game. I kept talking about the baby Metroid, like the baby, and it's like, dude, that thing was a killing machine. What the heck?
Yeah. It's to put it bluntly, the character, they kind of made her weird. They kind of turned the badass character into this like weird. I don't know how to feel about it.
Yep.
Yeah. It's something.
I do like the end of the game where you have to run out of the space station and watch collapsing around you. That was like original Metroid in a way.
Yeah, that was original Metroid, but M had its issues, and M is one of these things where a lot of people said they took a badass female character and feminized her to like a degree that kind of took away her badassness. So Samus being a girl does not mean shit to me as a character. And that's kind of what I'm trying to say. I don't give a fuck about that character as being a badass. But when they take that away, a la Metroid Dread, and I felt like they took that away. And I'm being honest, I didn't like it. I didn't like that they took that, like, you spend the entire game running. You never ever really do anything but run. Everything is about her running away from everything. And it's like, okay, so I don't get to explore this cool, dark sci-fi, fantasy setting and do something badass. I have to run around like a dumb. What?
That sounds so dumb. It's like what they did with Doom 3. Doom 3 was such dog shit. It's like, hey, let's turn into a horror game where your character is not Doom Guy.
Yeah.
Let's make him weak and flimsy and have jump scare moments. And it's like, yeah, you can have your horror, but it's Doom Guy we're talking about here. I'm not afraid. I am Doom Guy.
The only dark horror I remember from the only Doom game that had some good dark horror that wasn't so bad was Doom 64. But Doom 64
well.
Yeah, I didn't find 2016 dark, like, scare, like, had some moments. My only problem with Doom 64 is it is too dark. You can't see shit.
The video game flashlight thing. I remember seeing a picture of like flashlights IRL, flashlights in video games. Because it's like, yeah, you have that center focal point that you could see, but a normal flashlight lights up the rough area around it as well. To where a video game is like, it's a perfect circle of light, and that's all you see. It's like, oh, aren't you scared? It's like, no, I'm rather annoyed.
Yeah,
the dark doesn't scare me, it annoys me.
Like, for example, this Zelda isn't as dark as other Zelda games. Like, it has a lightness to it. But this Zelda game is definitely, like, exploration fucking row, man. It's all about finding undercovering secrets. It's all about the secrets.
You want to know one of my favorite exploration games? Shadow Man.
Yeah, Shadow Man's good. I know, I
was getting those vibes when I was playing this new Lords of the Fallen. It's like, because you're going to the Umbral Realm. Like, when I shifted over, I was like, I am the Lord of Deadside. That was the first thought that hit my mind. I was like, Red Pepper's voice acting still sticks with me to this day.
Yep. See, for me, he's working on the 3D print. Are you working on a ship today, or what are you doing?
James Webb Space Telescope printed, so I need to print the sun shade portion of it so that I can assemble it on stream tonight.
Ooh. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I'll paint it. Although I don't know if I'll do that tonight.
I'm about to say, we start with 3D printers, and before you know it, we're going to have those Star Trek things, and we can produce 500 cigarettes.
Replicators, yeah. I wouldn't mind a replicator, that'd be awesome.
I was like, it starts with 3D printing, and soon we're going to be able to replicate perfectly. Well, not soon, but I can see the tech evolving, if things go right.
Yeah. The ultimate goal is to have a machine where you can stick meteorites in one side and out the other side comes whatever matter arrangement you want.
I want it in the form of a triangle.
My love and my desire will be is if I can get my hands on food in a proper way. If you can print out food, dude. Yeah, you know, you can make your own.
A lot of businesses are going to lose their profits. I'm about to say, the moment we start being able to print food, it's usually two ways of it going. Either the businesses go out, or we get into like cyberpunk type shit, where they have such a monopoly on the system that they're almost untouchable. So you're going to have to get edge runners and street Sams to take care of certain things.
Can I be honest? I don't think food. I think food's gonna have a weird way of going. With that. Oh, by the way,
Toilet green, Soylent Green. Anyone?
By the way, cats are fun in this game. I do like the cute cats in this one, but we will.
Soylent Green's made of people.
Yes, I want to buy a wallet.
How?
Yes, I bought a wallet. I can buy a wallet. Yeah.
That'll never not be funny to me. I know it's a business transaction for like material and craftsmanship behind said material, but to use an object to receive an object that is used to store the object you have just given to the individual it will never not be funny to me, alright? It's always ironic, it's like you're paying for a wallet.
Yeah, it is kind of amusing. But it's a way to carry more cash.
I get it, but... It's like, I think the reason it's funny to me is there isn't really a transaction quite like that outside of maybe food goods.
Yep.
But food goods is like, you gotta be in like a bartering kind of area to be doing that. It's like, hey, I'll give you 12 ears of corn for that food basket. You know, that's more like bartering. It's where nowadays, unless it's a safe, a piggy bank, or a wallet, nothing else has that level of irony to me.
Yeah, I don't mind it though. I do find it fun. But no, this is an interesting idea for... By the way, you also have to learn your moves in this game. So you have to go find these martial art people to teach you techniques.
That sounds like Neo.
Yep.
You know, I actually haven't played Neo 3 at all. That was another game that I wanted, but it's like I'm saving money, so I can't get it.
I've been wanting to play the Xeno Saga, Xeno Chronicles, because I heard it's actually really fucking solid. But I haven't bothered.
I played Neo 3 beta, and I liked what they did in beta. I liked everything that I saw there. Except those logs. Those logs can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of building materials either.
Not building materials. It's a yokai that disguises itself as a log, but it follows that enemy archetype of really tanky, doesn't stagger a lot, and then you add the trifecta that makes it really fuck you, flops around all over the place, and has speed on its side. Those are the worst enemies to run into in a Souls-like. And the worst part is, the logs are ambush predators. Oh, man. Oh, dude, they're bastards. They're absolute bastards. Because normally whenever you got a tanky enemy, they're slow. Like in Legend of Zelda, you have the Dark Nuts. If I'm not mistaken, the Dark Knights. And it's like, aren't they usually like a big, lumbering, slow enemy that hits hard? Now imagine that guy darting all over the place.
Well, actually, it all depends on which Zelda game. Like, determining on what game it is, they're either super fast or super slow. Like, it all depends on what version. Because like, Dark Nuts can be a fucking beast.
Yeah. By the way, but you are grasping the point I am making.
Yes, yeah.
It's a tanky enemy. It hits like an absolute fucking truck. Does not stagger, and then you add that little, oh yeah, he flops all over the place and he's really fucking fast and has recovery. I'm like, I'm only level 5, man, chill!
Yep. I get what you're saying. But yeah, no, I've run into those like type of guys and it's like, yeah, it's understandable. We do not have the right King Stone for him. Now we're gonna have fun running around. I'm gonna be talking to people. Like this is such a Capcom thing. I'm gonna spend a lot of this game looking around to talk to people so I can legitimately give them a Kingstone, and that will unlock more secrets in this game. This game has so many. Yeah.
You almost had a bit of a flub there. It sounded like you're about to say kidney stone. I need to give these guys a kidney stone.
I kind of feel like I'm growing one when I do this side shit sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh.
It gets repetitive when you're like you have to find that one fucking Kingstone that's in an area, and it's like, oh, you didn't find it.
It doesn't have a dedicated drop point or loot spot.
Yeah, no, most of them don't. Like, there is a dedicated drop point and loot spot, but not all of them are, and you're gonna spend more time getting Kingstones in RNG shit than you are anything else. You're gonna, like, randomly chop a fucking branch and also get, or you'll defeat a monster out of nowhere and you'll get a Kingstone. Yeah. That fun. But I will be, this won't be a complete annoyance, so. But I do like the idea of getting the 4 swords power. That's always kind of neat that they actually give you the ability to have that technique of Shadow Clone Link Soup.
Shadow Clone Link Soup.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't mind like showing like the original OG Zelda. I don't think you're gonna have any interest. Minish Cap, I do not think you're gonna have any interest for. Legend of Zelda DX, maybe this will be a Bob game worth picking up. But it's I don't know. Like I said, I know people that like you get them into the right Zelda game, man. They're fucking hooked on the franchise. It is one of those gaming crackers, I like to put it. The franchise gets people. It's like Donkey Kong Country. It was, if you played Donkey Kong Country, it was like one of those situations where it's like, you know, the first game, the second game, and the third game, you get someone to play. If you can get someone to play the first game, they are fucking hooked to play the others. Like, absolutely hooked. It's just that kind of great franchise game that most people are like, yeah. Right, DJ? Did we lose DJ? Is he still printing?
He may have checked out.
Yeah. He may have checked out, yeah. We're almost done for the night, boys. But yes, this is, Zelda's not a bad game. I think it's a decent story, and I think the franchise is stupid. We're going to talk about Zelda more. I'm actually going to talk about how to fix the franchise, because I really don't like the franchise in certain things. And there are quite a few Zelda games. There's Zelda. I remember there's a Zelda game where each version of Zelda is basically... It's very similar to Zelda, the missing Zelda the Knights. Okay, have you ever heard of a game called Lost Vikings, Bob?
Say again?
The game is called Lost Vikings.
Never heard of it, no.
Okay, the Lost Vikings... Val, have you heard of Lost Vikings?
Val?
Oh, sorry. DJ. Fuck it. Jesus fuck. You can tell I'm getting tired. DJ, have you ever heard of a game called Lost Vikings? Ours, have you ever heard of a game called Lost Vikings?
I might have, but I don't really remember.
Okay, so the tale of Lost Vikings. There are 3 Vikings. I can't remember their names, but one of them is a guy with a sword. One of them is a guy that's like the scout type guy, and the third guy is Uruk. And they have to travel. They basically get abducted by aliens. And now they're trying to get back home to their Viking wives. So So it's a story about these heroes. They travel all over the world, all over their like this weird universe to get home. That is the tale of Lost Vikings. There is a Zelda game for the DS, if I remember correctly, where they basically stole the Lost Vikings. Once the swordsman, once the archer, and once one that uses bombs, if I remember correctly. I never played that Zelda, so we won't be talking about that Zelda game. That Zelda game's like, yeah, I have no way to actually verify if that's actually even a part of anything. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. It's like, yeah, I can't verify, so yeah, I'm not going to. That might just be a side story. That's kind of how I look at it. It's like, yeah, maybe a side story. That's kind of annoying because there's a couple games that are like that. Like, they're just side story games. They're not really, like, legit stories. Although some of my favorites are out there and I kind of like them, but they're rare. All right, boys. We hit 9 o'clock, boys. Yeah, I know. We're going to that. Yeah. Okay. We are going to save. So we are done Minish Cap for tonight. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. Again, we are a retro community. Support the groups that are around. Support DJ Ronnie. Support Arus 218. Support all the other fun people. Captain Rum Panda. And the other fun boys and girls that are part of this our little clique of people. If you want to support us, we do have a Patreon. We also do have a shirt line. If you want to buy a shirt, mug, hats, stickers, and all the other fun jazz, we have ourselves a couple shirts. I'd like to thank everybody, and we're going to see you guys next time. And I hope you guys have a very good night. And we'll see you guys later. Bye.